this video I'm going to explain the circle of fifths because I've had some questions about that. What the heck is the circle of fifths? Well, it's really quite simple. If you think about your musical alphabet, it goes A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then it starts again, of course, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, over and over and over again. If you start with C, and then we go to G, C, D, E, F, G. That's 5 steps away. Then start with your G, G, A, B, C, D. Start with D, D, E, F, G, A. Start with the A and do the same thing. A, B, C, D, E, E, F, G, A, B, and then B, C, D, E, F, and then F, G, A, B, C. So going 5 steps at a time, we ended up right where we started from. It's a circle. That's why they call it the circle of fifths. C to G to D to A to E to B to F to C. Now, the other thing that you'll hear people talk about is the circle of fourths. The thing is, the circle of fourths and the circle of fifths are exactly the same thing. It's just which direction you're going. If we start with C, and now we're just going to go up 4 steps. C, D, E, F, and then F, G, A, B, then B, C, D, E, then E, F, G, A, then A, B, C, D, then D, E, F, G, and finally G, A, B, C. So, circle of fourths or circle of fifths, the same thing, we're just going around that circle in a different direction. Now, why do we care about this? If you think of those numbers as chords, circle of fourths is really just a description of that jazz chord progression that is in a million different songs. A lot of those jazz songs were based on that circle of fourths. So it's really useful to know it because it's an easy way to predict which chord is going to come next. Let's take a really simple old-timey jazz song. Now, all of these song examples, I'm going to put them into the key of C just for simplicity's sake. But of course, the same principle is going to work no matter what song, what key you're playing the song in. It works the same. So I've just put them all in C just for simplicity's sake. So let's look at a simple old-timey jazz song like 5'2". In the key of C, we start on the C chord. 5'2", eyes of blue. Oh, what those 5 feet can do. Has anybody seen my gal? And then we just do a little turnaround to get us into the next verse. Turned up nose, turned down hose, flapper, yes sir, one of those. Has anybody seen my gal? Now the bridge is just the same thing again, only instead of starting on the C, we're going to start on the E. If you run into 5'2", all covered in furs, diamond rings, all those things, bet your life it isn't hers. And now we do the last verse again, starting on C. Turned up hose, turned down hose, flapper, yes sir, one of those. Has anybody seen my gal? So a common little chord progression based on the circle of fourths. So you see how those chords, they follow right around that circle of fourths. And eventually they line their way back to the key chord, which is C. Now let's look at another example, Sweet Georgia Brown. Now this time, we're still in the key of C, so that's going to be our target chord that we're going to make our way back to. But instead of starting on C now, we're going to start on a different chord kind of part way around the circle. But we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go around that circle of fourths, and we're going to end up back on the C. First chord is going to be an A7. Two left feet, but oh so sweet is sweet Georgia Brown. They all sigh and want to die for sweet Georgia Brown. I don't remember the words, but I know the next chord. Now it brings me to C. You know I don't lie. And then this chord is going to get us back into the circle again. It's been said she knocks him dead when she comes to town. They'll sigh and want to die, the sweet Georgia Brown. Okay, now we're going to break the pattern a little bit. We've so far been exclusively just going around that circle of fourths. Sometimes songs, though, don't use exclusively that. They'll use mostly that pattern, but they'll throw in a couple of other things just to kind of put in a little variation. For instance, here we go. Summer we can get. There's that relative minor. And then we're going to go F, sharp diminished, and now C. And now here we're back to the pattern again. Sweet Georgia Brown, two left feet, but oh so sweet is sweet Georgia Brown. They all sigh and want to die for sweet Georgia Brown. It's been said she knocks him dead when she comes to town. You know I don't lie. You know I don't lie that much. It's been said she knocks him dead when she comes to town. Two left feet, oh so sweet is sweet Georgia Brown. Here's the change. Fellas, she ain't met. Fellas, she can't get. Georgia claimed her, Georgia named her, sweet Georgia Brown. Let's take another well-known song that probably you've played before. Again, based on the circle of fourths, but we're not going to just stay in that circle of fourths exclusively, or rather we are, but we're going to get part way around the circle, then we're going to break the pattern, go back a little bit, and then go around the circle again. Still on the key of C. C is our first chord. All of me, why not take all of me? Can't you see I'm no good without you? This time we throw in a minor. The root is the same, we just changed it to a minor chord. And now we're going to break the pattern. We'll go back to that E7. Take my lips, I want to lose them. This is a minor again. Back to a major, D7. Take my arms, I want to. Still on the same root, but change it to a minor. Choose them, your goodbye, left you with eyes that cry. How can I go on, dear, without you? Change it. You took the part that once was my heart. We're back in that circle. So why not take all of me? All of me. Why not take all of me? Can't you see I'm no good without you? Take my lips, break the pattern there. I want to lose them. Take my arms, I'll never lose them. Your goodbye left me with eyes that cry. How can I go on, dear, without you? Go away from the circle of fourths. You took the part, and back to the circle of fourths. That once was my heart, so why not take all of me? Now we can also. It doesn't have to be exclusively major chords. We can put minor chords in there, and in fact we can even put in some, fancy altered chords. Especially if we base the whole thing in a minor key. Let's take Autumn Leaves. We're going to stay in the same key of C major, or rather, what we're going to do is we're going to go to the relative minor. of C major, which is A minor. The falling leaves drift by my window. The autumn leaves of red and gold. I see your face, the summer kisses, the sunburned hands I used to hold. Now we go to the 5 of the A minor. Since you went away, the nights grow long. Little partial of the circle of fourths. And soon I'll hear a winter song. But I miss you most of all, my darling. When autumn leaves start to fall. The whole song doesn't have to be based on the circle of fourths. We can use just a portion of it in the middle of a different song. Take a blues song like Kev Moe's Dangerous Mood. Look out, baby, I'm in a dangerous mood. Look out, baby, I'm in a dangerous mood. Now watch. I had to steal a little time so I could spend it all with you. Robert Johnson and I'm in a dangerous mood. Look out, baby, I'm in a dangerous mood. Got just one last petty cake, baby. Gonna spend every dime on you. And so on. Okay, the last example I'm going to do is another well-known jazz standard, Fly Me to the Moon, in the key of C, based almost exclusively on the circle of fourths pattern. C is where we're going to end up. We're going to start on an A minor. Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. Change to the major third. In other words, hold my hand. Break it a little bit there, but now keep going. In other words, darling, kiss me. Start again there. Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you. Fly me to the moon, let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, darling, kiss me. Fill my heart with song, let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, we end on C. That is what the circle of fifths is all about.